What are you saying, guys? So, welcome back to my channel. It feels like an eternity since I made any content on anything that wasn't hair transplant related, and even the hair transplant related content has been few and far between. So I am back and I'm going to be starting a new video series. As of today, I'm going to be running back into your life in the form of the London Marathon. So on the 23rd of April, I will be running the London Marathon. I'm super excited. I'm running it for the SSAFA. That's an armed forces charity. More on that a little bit later. But yeah, I just thought I'd make a video series. Obviously, I want to document the whole experience for myself, but also any little tidbits of information that I learn that hopefully I can spread on to you guys. I'm not a pro runner, nothing close to a pro runner. I'll actually explain my running background very shortly, but spoiler alert, it started 4 months ago. But I do have quite ambitious goals for the marathon, so I thought it would make sense to document it and just hopefully prove to you guys that everything that you want to achieve is possible. It's all about the power of the mind. It's all about being clear on your intentions, being clear on where you are headed, and yeah, we can achieve lofty goals even if you are just like brand new to running, which I essentially am. So just quickly, this video series is going to include some of my training runs, some stuff on nutrition. Hopefully it's going to include race day as well. My running background. So 4.5 months ago, maybe to the day, I had not run over a 5K in roughly 8, 9, 10 years even. So since I left school, and even back at school, I don't think I was running regular 5Ks. I was a sprinter by trade and a very good one at that. But I never made it past probably 400 meters. So I have no experience of long distance running. I have no experience of endurance running up until 4.5 months ago. But at that point in my life, so 4.5 months ago, I started to do 5K, hated it. Absolutely hated it. I mean, I was out of breath after about 400 meters. I imagine I looked like an absolute boob, which, by the way, is saying I don't particularly understand because I feel like boobs look quite good. Maybe it's just by virtue of the word being a bit silly that people insist on describing other people as boobs, or maybe it's also because if I did look like a boob and I was running along a road, sure, it would look nice. It would look like an enlarged thing that is otherwise quite nice. However, maybe it would look a bit silly embodying a whole boob. Anyway, I digress. 4 months ago, that's where I was at. So just started running out looking like a boob. And then obviously as time progressed, I stuck at it. And after about 2 weeks, I'd say, I noticed very gradual but noticeable improvements in my fitness levels and how I was feeling, and also the times that I was putting in, and the enjoyment that I was getting out of it. I hadn't yet experienced, I guess, runner's high, a rush of endorphins when you reach a certain level or a certain distance, but I was definitely on my way to getting there. So yeah, obviously next logical step at this point in my mind was to go and watch the London Marathon. This wasn't, I guess, a logical step in terms of my training, but it just felt like something that I was interested in, I wanted to go and do. So anyway, I do live in London, so I went along to see the London Marathon with a couple of friends and loved it, felt instantly inspired. And obviously the next day, put my name in the ballot to sign up for the London Marathon. Now, I didn't get a ballot place, but once that had sort of, the dust had settled with the ballots and I decided I wanted to go for a charity place as well, I did that, signed up for like 5, 6, 7 charities. Heard back from quite a few of them actually. I signed up for the very first one that came my way, which is the SSAFA. I've got a very military orientated family, so it did feel like something that was close to my heart anyway, so I'm very happy to be running for them. As I say, more on that later. So yeah, at this point, we're probably 2 months into my running experience, my running journey, and I have a charity place on the London Marathon. So naturally, at this point, don't think I'd run over 10, 12K. So straight up, I decided to get out the door. I think this was the next morning, and run my first ever half marathon. Now, this was brutal. It took me just over 2 hours and 3 minutes, I believe. Hated it. It was horrible. I mean, I didn't hate it. As a mental challenge, I loved it, but my body did not agree with my mental assessment of how enjoyable the process was. I finished and my knees almost instantly buckled, but I'd done it. I ran my first ever half marathon just 2 months after starting out running in the first place. And yeah, it gave me a good, I guess, foundation. I knew I was a long way off the pace, but I knew I had a long way to go before I was due to run the marathon. So there was a lot of things that can be done, a lot of improvements that can be made. So yeah, I guess that's my background in running. We are 2.5 months on from when I did that first half marathon. And on the weekend, I did actually run my first ever organised half marathons. It was the Battersea Half Marathon. It's a very flat course. It's a very good one, they say, for PBs. And I put in a very respectable time, one that I'm very happy with. So it was just over 1:43:30. So I'll put the Strava post just up here. So this is where we are currently at with my fitness. And I'm feeling good. So my goals for the marathon are, I want to go sub 3:30. I think that's very achievable. Equally, it is ambitious as I say, I'm still very new to running and I've not got that sort of foundation of like years and years of running that many people do when they go into the marathon. That being said, I think I can do it. It's all a mental game. Sub 5K splits seem to me achievable. So that's what I'm looking at achieving in terms of marathon pace, marathon times. Outside of that, my goals for the marathon are just to have fun, raise obviously enough money for the charity, and just do it with a smile on my face, enjoy the day. So yeah, over the next 3 months, I'm going to be putting out intermittent content on all the stuff that I just discussed earlier. And so I figured, why not start out with a slow run today? So I've got just a 55-minute to an hour slow run, heart rate threshold 2 to 3. It's not going to be a particularly taxing workout, which is pretty good because my body feels pretty taxed right now. But I'm going to do, a little bit of a stretch now and then head out, and I will see you after just for a debrief and to, I guess, sign off this first video. Let's go, baby. The boob in me is back just 5 minutes after saying I was devoid of my boob tendencies. I don't have any clean shorts, so I'm going into my laundry basket to pick out some dirty ones, sweaty ones that I wore for the half marathon. So not ideal, but once a boob, always a boob. So, as I say, the plan today is about an hour, a 10-minute warm-up, heart rate zones 1 to 2, 45 minutes, heart rate zone 2 to 3, and then 5 minutes cool down, just 1 to 2. Now I'm using my watch, I'm using a Polar, and I know it's going to be shouting at me the whole way to indicate that I'm maybe running slightly too fast. Now, you shouldn't run too fast. One needs to run slow runs are important. However, I know that it is massively sometimes oversimplifying heart rate zones. You prefer to use my leg is a bit. I prefer to use the talk test, so if you're able to run and have a conversation, probably with myself, we'll see, then I'm in a slow enough heart rate zone for what I'm looking to do today anyway. But yeah, I guess let's go on with it. I'll see you at the end. Okay, all wrapped up. All in all, I did around 12.3 kilometers. It was a little over I was planning on doing, but to be honest, that was super easy. Easy runs are supposed to be easy, but the first sort of 200 meters, my leg was in bits. Oh, my leg is in bits. Oh. in agony. So I was really questioning whether I'd be able to get any level of distance in, but I just got more comfortable as the run went on. Yeah, very happy with that one. As you can see, I'll put the Strava post up here just now. By the way, if you do want to follow me on Strava, I will follow back, and I hand out kudos like they are candy. That's what you're looking for, then I'm your man. So I think the one final thing I did want to just cover to wrap this up was the charity. So as I say, I am running for the SSAFA. They support veterans, retired veterans, or veterans that have had to leave the service through injury or anything along those lines, something out of their control. They also support the families of veterans and families of veterans who have unfortunately been lost or anything along those lines as well. So it is a great cause. If you would like to donate, I have got quite a large sum of money that I have to fundraise. If you would like to donate, I will leave a link in the bio below or the description. Obviously no pressure. I mean, I can't put pressure on you because I'm speaking to a camera right now, and there obviously, hopefully some people will watch it, but even if you are watching in the future, I can't physically or mentally or spiritually in any way put pressure on you. But if you would like to donate, the link is in the bio description. Okay, I'm going to wrap things up, I think. Thank you very much for watching. As I say, I will be bringing these videos hopefully once every week, if not once every 2 weeks, and I'm going to mix up the kind of workouts I did. So obviously today was a slow run. The next one I do will probably be more of a tempo or a speed training track run. I will also stick some leg workouts in there because I am going to be balancing my marathon training with gym training 3-4 times a week. Very Nick Bear-esque. He is a great inspiration of me. I'm also hoping that potentially he could see these videos and he can sponsor me, or he can link me up with the main man, Jeff Cunningham, who will, you might not get that reference, it doesn't really matter. Wrapping things up, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much.